Hi, this video is an overview of how to structure a conclusion paragraph. It's probably going to make the most sense if you've already watched the video for the funnel introduction paragraph because the conclusion paragraph is basically an upside down version of our introduction. So I did include on the bottom left-hand part of this slide the image for the funnel introduction paragraph. So if you remember, what our introduction did was start with some broad background to engage our readers, and then funneled them into the main ideas to help get a little bit more focused. And then we stated our thesis, which was the main argument of the essay and the most specific part of the introduction. So the role of the introduction paragraph is to take your readers from the world and funnel them into your essay. Then you have your body paragraphs, which prove your thesis. And then in our conclusion paragraph, we want to be thinking about wrapping up all of our ideas, really clarifying our argument, and then sending our readers back out into the world with a takeaway message that they care about and will remember. So the way that we do that, if you look at the image on the right for the reverse funnel conclusion paragraph, is that we start by restating our thesis. So here, when we state it this time, it'll be worded differently than it was in our introduction. We don't need the title and author because hopefully your readers know that already. And you're wording it as if you are wrapping up, reminding your reader of what you've already proven. Then after you state your thesis, you will go through your main ideas, and you'll probably connect them a little bit more in the conclusion than you did in the introduction. Remember, you're not introducing main ideas here, you're reminding your readers of how your logic worked and how compelling it was. And then you want to, at the very end, you'll have the broadest part of your conclusion, which is your takeaway message, what you want your readers to go back into the world knowing. And so if you've been focusing on a literary topic that also connects to a theme, particularly if you started your introduction paragraph with thematic connections, often your takeaway message can be a theme that comes out of your essay, right? What you've shown about individuals or relationships or society through the course of your essay. So let's look at an example. So this is a conclusion that would work for the same essay as the introduction paragraph that I went over in the introduction video. So I've color-coded this. So the first sentence here is the thesis, again in different words as more as a conclusion thesis. So that says, Rosara's extreme disappointment at the end of the story can be traced to how thoroughly she misinterprets her role at the party. Then I'm going to go through my main ideas to remind my readers of how I proved that. At the beginning of the story, Rosara sets her expectations for the party far too high. She then spends most of the story believing she is an honored guest, while in reality, she is helping to serve the other children. When she gets offered money instead of a party favor at the end of the story, Rosara is abruptly and painfully reminded of the realities of social class. Just like in my introduction, each one of those main ideas roughly corresponds to one of my body paragraphs in the essay. And now I'm going to go into the takeaway message. So what I'm doing is connecting my argument about the story out to theme and the world. So in my takeaway message here, I'm not just going to go straight to theme because that would be kind of abrupt. So I'm going to start that with a sentence about the theme in the story, and then I'm going to get even broader and just be talking about the theme in the world. Even though most of the other children accept Rosara, Senora Inés is incapable of seeing beyond her social status. Unfortunately, many people judge others based on their background or perceived social status. This type of bias is harmful because it limits people's opportunities and makes it even more difficult to raise one's social status. So you'll notice that I've gone from talking about social status in the story to out to social status in the world, and hopefully I've given my readers something to think about as they go back out into the world. That's it. Thanks for listening.